Hi y'all, my name is Becca and welcome back to my channel where I share with you guys tons of stuff on lifestyle. We do lots of mama and baby videos here, as well as cooking and cleaning and makeup and all kinds of fun stuff. Today I wanted to focus a little more on the mama stuff than the baby stuff and share with you guys a postpartum favorites or postpartum must-haves video. These are the items that really got me through that fourth trimester, if you'd call it that. It is so important for the mom to still focus on herself, and I know it's like literally impossible to do that, especially in that fourth trimester period, but having these items for your postpartum period I think are so important to still take care of yourself a little bit in a time where it really seems pretty impossible to take care of yourself. So make sure to subscribe for more videos and we'll get right into my postpartum favorites. One big thing that was super needed for me, which they will give you at the hospital, is Dermaplast. You also, I would say though, you should stock up on it if you are like, I guess you can never truly know if you'll end up like I did, but I did have a 3rd degree episiotomy, and if you have an episiotomy or you tear, I do think you're gonna want a lot more of this. So I actually had ordered a 2-pack on Amazon, and I think I ordered a second 2-pack because I used it for a good 4 weeks after I gave birth. They will give you one in the hospital, but I do think it's really important to kind of stock up on it yourself as well, because for me it was such a lifesaver during that time where you are in so much pain but you don't have much time to like truly take care of yourself, honestly. A good alternative though to Dermaplast, which I did use my Dermaplast obviously, but an alternative which I also did use is Clariderm or Lavaderm from Young Living. Those are just a much more natural option, which is why I do also really like them. They are with essential oils and they do work very well. I know some people actually even spray it on their babies when they have diaper rash, just because it's so soothing and it's diluted good and it's just a natural product without anything gross in it, where Dermaplast might have some gross stuff in it. I don't know. I didn't really care enough because I was in a lot of pain, but I did also use my Clariderm and my Lavaderm both in the hospital and at home, and it really is a nice soothing spray that kind of does the same thing as Dermaplast, but just in a more natural way basically. So I did use both honestly, and I think they are such must-haves, at least one or the other, but also having both honestly was amazing as well, because I would like layer up the stuff. Another big thing, you guys might laugh, but I know this is becoming very popular, is to actually get the Depends underwear. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds like an old woman. My husband was gone for the first 4 weeks of my baby's life, so it's not like he saw me wearing them, but like honestly, I wouldn't care if he did. I don't love mesh underwear. I use them in the hospital, but I honestly don't love it. And I don't like how if you're using pads during that whole postpartum bleeding, they move around, and especially in the first couple of days or even up to the first full week, you might be bleeding enough that like having a big old maxi pad just like moving around in mesh underwear, it's so uncomfortable. So at least for the first couple of days, if not the first week, honestly, bite the bullet and just grab some of the women's Depends underwear, because you're not going to have to worry about a pad moving around, you're not going to have to worry about leaking, and especially in that time where you're just caring for your baby and you're laying around and I mean you feel gross anyway, they are amazing. I used them probably for the entire first week because I did have some good bleeding, and a lot of people do, and I think that they were so good to have because by the time I stopped using them, I only needed to have like a smaller pad, so I didn't feel so gross. And it's nice, you can just change them every time you go to the bathroom, like it's really not a big deal, but they really are so much more comfortable. What? He's trying to make you feel better, Bubby. Oh, so sweet. Not the mouth. Not his mouth. Alright, we'll try to make this quick. I'm sorry if he makes noises. The next thing, again, I'll link everything below, but the next thing is from, I believe, Wish Garden is what it's called, and it is an herbal supplement. There are 2 that I grabbed, and I'm actually really glad that I grabbed both of them. The first one, I think you need to have, like, no matter what, is After Ease. I'd heard about it, and honestly, I'm so glad that I grabbed it and brought it to the hospital, because I would just put some of it into like a cup of juice whenever I needed it, and it helped so much. I had really bad afterbirth contractions. They were pretty bad in the hospital, especially because I was nursing. So they were bad in the hospital, but they also continued for a while after I got home. But they definitely were the worst in the hospital because I did spend like 4 days there. But After Ease is just like an herbal supplement that it's like a dropper and you can put it into juice so it tastes better, but it's supposed to really help with those uterine contractions that you have after birth for a while. And I honestly, it's not expensive. I would definitely recommend at least grabbing it and trying it. I think it's like maybe $13, and it really, really helped me because mine were pretty painful. And if you're nursing, they're not going to give you any like narcotics or anything. They're only going to give you Tylenol. So you don't have very much pain relief. So herbal things, if they help, take them. The other item though that is from the same brand that I actually also grabbed is called Baby Blues, and it's another herbal supplement, of course, but it is meant to kind of help with the very emotional time in that very early postpartum period, because whether or not you have postpartum depression, it's very common to have the baby blues for kind of like that beginning time. I think your hormones get the highest or like the worst at like day 4 or something. And I did have some times for sure in that first week or two where I would get so emotional. You know, my husband wasn't home, so that kind of made it even worse. We had a really hard time nursing at first. But I did put a dropper of it into some juice. I did whatever the recommended serving was for a while there. And I do think that it was just another added support that I needed, because I was still, of course, taking like prenatals and stuff like that. But when your hormones are doing crazy things after you have a baby, I think that any support you can get can truly help. So I do think that it helped me on those days that were a lot harder. The next thing, stay on a prenatal and probiotic. These were things that I recommended during pregnancy, of course, in my pregnancy videos, but definitely stay on a prenatal, especially if you're nursing, but also it's important because your hormones are so crazy after birth that it's really important to make sure you're still getting a lot of really good vitamins, whether you're nursing or not. I actually switched over to a postnatal, and I am still taking a probiotic because I do find that to be just as important, especially because probiotics are important for gut health, and you don't have very good gut health after you give birth, or at least not like intestinal. I don't know. You like are completely constipated after birth. So honestly, like getting on a probiotic just can help your system just be a little bit more healthy as well, especially because our immune systems also were a little bit shot right away. All right, next few things here. The next thing I have is actually Miralax. They will probably give you Miralax in the hospital. They gave me Miralax and Metamucil, I think is what it's called. But I definitely would recommend Miralax because if you have a hard birth, even if you have an easy birth, it can probably be like this, or a C-section or whatever you might go through, I would definitely recommend having it because honestly, everyone hears about how hard it is postpartum to go to the bathroom, but it can be hard for a while, honestly, because your body isn't functioning the way it used to be. Your organs aren't where they used to be. I mean, you're struggling for a while there, and as much as it's like very TMI, I would totally recommend grabbing Miralax and just like taking it for like a daily dose or something, because it's gonna help you out and feeling a lot better. I know some people really suffer with like hemorrhoids, and they can be like to the point where they get like surgery on them, which like thank God that hasn't happened to me, at least not yet, but like I know that there are quite a few people in some of the pregnancy groups that I was in that did deal with that. So honestly, if you get some sort of stool softener, I recommend it. After that, I just have 2 other items that were really, really, really important to me. One of those was sports bras. Really simple, but so needed. I just went for very simple ones. Of course, nursing bras are great, but honestly, if you just go for the low impact sports bras, they do the same thing, and that's what I've really enjoyed. So I pretty much have lived in the low impact, simple little sports bras since I had him, and they work exactly the same as nursing bras, but they don't cost as much, because if it's like labeled nursing, it's going to be so much more, where a literal sports bra can be the exact same thing and not be more because it's for nursing, if that makes sense. The only other thing that I really think is really, really, really important, or was to me, is getting some ugly underwear. or it doesn't have to be ugly, but like some granny panty style underwear. I just went out and got like the regular bikini underwear from like Hanes or Fruit of the Loom, whatever brand it was. And they are still like cute. It's not like they're ugly or gross or anything like that, but you're gonna want underwear that, one, you don't care if they get gross because you might be bleeding for a while, but also just comfort. You want something that's gonna be comfortable for quite a while. And the same way you might have period underwear when you're not pregnant, you might wanna just grab your postpartum underwear. Trust me, it's so worth it. I did not want to wear any of my nice underwear in my postpartum period there. No. Alright, you guys, that is it for my postpartum must-haves. If you guys want to see like a breastfeeding must-haves, let me know, because I have some really good stuff that I'd love to share that like I found just really help with the whole nursing journey. So let me know if you want that kind of video. I actually also have a newborn must-haves video that is already up, so you can check that out on my channel. But other than that, be sure to subscribe for more mama and baby videos. Let me know some ideas below that you might want to see on my channel, of course. And we will see you guys in my next one.